guys, this is Mrs. Henry back, lesson 6.3, Radical Operations, part 2. So today we're going to talk about rationalizing the denominator and getting those radicals out of the denominator using division. So let's start here. Here, 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 160 divided by 5 is 32. I know that 32 is what? You're right, 16 times 2. So the square root of 16 is 4, square root of 2, and I am left with 24 square roots of 2, and that's my final answer. That wasn't too bad, was it? So now we're going to talk about when I divide, I can simply subtract my exponents. So there's one more x on top, and there's four more y's on top. But I have a problem. The square root of y to the fourth is simply y squared. So I get y squared, square roots of x, and I'm finished. So now, this one's a little trickier. I'm going to break this apart to the cube root of 40, which is 8 times 5, over the cube root of 27. So the cube root of 8 is 2, so this is 2 cube roots of 5, and the cube root of 27 is 3, and that's my answer. You know, these three were super easy. But we're going to get to a point where down here, I can't do that. There's nothing to divide out. So we're going to multiply by our radical over our radical. And remember that the square root of 5 over the square root of 5 is simply just 1. So I'm not changing the value at all. So I get 3 square roots of 5 over 2 square roots of 25. The square root of 25 is 5, so I get 3 square roots of 5 over 5 times 2 is 10, and that's my answer. That's not too bad, right? Before I begin this one, I'm going to reduce because this is 4 times 3. So the square root of 4 is 2 times 3 is 6. Square roots of 3 over 4 square roots of 7. This becomes 3, that becomes 2. Reducing earlier makes things a little bit easier. Now I'm going to multiply by 1 again, which is the square root of 7 over the square root of 7. And I'm going to get 3 square roots of 21 all over. Square root of 7 times the square root of 7 is the square root of 49, which is 7 times 2 is 14. I can't cancel that out at all. So I reduced early, so I don't have any more reducing to do. And that's how that works. Now, here, this gets a little trickier. So I'm going to multiply by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. Square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is the square root of 4, which is simply 2. And then I'm going to multiply square root of 16 minus the square root of 4. The square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2 over 2. Wow, look at this. This becomes 2 over 2, which is simply just 1. That's convenient. Now I'm going to look at 3 more examples where we're going to have to use the conjugate idea that we talked about with imaginary numbers to get rid of the radical in the denominator. So let me erase and then I'll do some examples. Four over So here I have a radical and a number in the denominator. So remember from imaginary numbers that we have to multiply by our conjugate, which just takes the exact same expression and changes the sign. So it looks like this. And then I distribute on the top and bottom, so I get 16 minus 4 square roots of 2 over 16 plus 4 square roots of 2 minus 4 square roots of 2 is 0 minus, the square root of 4 times the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is the square root of 4, which is 2. So I get 16 minus 4 square roots of 2 over 14. 8 minus 2 square roots of 2 over 7. See how that works? Now I'm going to look at another one, which is the square root of 3. And I get 1 minus 4 square roots of 2. The conjugate is 1 plus 4 square roots of 2, so I'm going to multiply by 1 plus 4 square roots of 2 over 1 plus 4 square roots of 2. Remember, this is simply just multiplying by 1. So I get the square root of 3 plus 4 square roots of 6 over 1 plus 4 square roots of 2 minus 4 square roots of 2 minus 16 square roots of 4, which is the square root of 3 plus 4 square roots of 6 over 1 minus 32, which is negative 31. So I get the square root of 3 plus 4 square roots of 6 over negative 31. My last example for you today is going to involve 2 terms on top and 2 terms on bottom. I'm going to erase. Eight minus the square root of 6 over 3 minus 4 square roots of 6. So I have 3 plus 4 square roots of 6 over 3 plus 4 square roots of 6. And we're going to multiply through. So I get 24 plus 32 square roots of 6 minus 3 square roots of 6 minus 4 square roots of 36, which is 4 times 6, which is 24. That's convenient because that's going to just cancel nicely. Over 9. 12 square roots of 6 minus 12 square roots of 6 is 0, and minus 16 times 6. So I'm left with 29 square roots of 6 over 60, 96, and 9 minus 96 is 87. And what do you, this is negative 87? Ooh. And 87 is divisible by 29. So I get the square root of 6 over negative 3. Ooh, and that turns out beautifully. See how lovely that is? That works out perfectly. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.